All right, well, welcome everybody to number 6, tabletop assignment, and this is on texture. This is really a technical thing. Number 7 is up for you today. I just put it up. So number 7 is I think it's a fragrance shot or something with a splash behind it. So you'll be getting wet. My favorite piece of gear for this is, of course, a little blow up swimming pool or a little plastic pool you can put in wherever you're shooting so that the liquid doesn't end up on your carpet or your tile or something dangerous. But anyway, welcome. What a great day. They're having a fantastic, beautiful day here in Phoenix. And let's get into it right here. Before we formally get going, let me ask, are there any questions? Anybody have anything they want to share with us? Anything at all? Okay. I'm going to share one thing right up here at the beginning. We are starting to enroll for Project 52, and I wanted to share with you guys the business book for Project 52. I'm very, very happy with the way this came out. Everybody who takes Project 52 gets a hardcover, a hard business book with places for notes and everything. I'm not selling this to the general public, not yet anyway. And even if I did, I'd probably want more money than anybody to pay for it. This is how you get your business going. And if you're a creative anything, it's in here. The other book, which I think is really good, is Sean Tucker's book, The Meaning in the Making. Sean Tucker, if you're not familiar with Sean Tucker, he's a YouTuber and quite a good photographer. This book has nothing to do with what kind of camera he uses, what kind of lens he uses, nothing. This is purely between your skull. It's one of the better books I've ever read regarding the emotional and inspirational and intellectual part of what we do. So Sean Tucker's Meaning in the Making. Go to YouTube, look up Sean Tucker, SEAN TUCKER, and he's got a link in his videos to where you can buy his book. It's very inexpensive. I think I paid $20, and I think I got free shipping from Rocky Nook. So is really, really good. All right, let's get out here and get going here. Our first photographer up today is Giannis. Is Giannis here yet?
Hello, Don. Hello, everyone.
Where are you? Hold on. Oh, we got a lot of people. Okay. A lot of people. Okay. Nicely done, Giannis. Really fun.
Thank you.
Clean background. This is so important. This kind of shot. I'm going to ask you, looks like you've combined single shots that in Photoshop with a real toss. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, I made the base photo, which is the bowl with some of the lettuce and tomato, and then build it up from each one pieces you see. There is no the same piece again and again. Just trying each one, placing and taking different sizes and placing them in different places, in different positions for each one. Then I ended up with kind of 50, 60 photos. Then I brought them into Lightroom, seeing them which one I would place in each place, and then bringing them to Photoshop, making layer folders for each one, for onions, tomatoes, cheese, lettuce, and so on, and then blending them one by one, all of them. And the final step was to find the exact placement of each vegetable.
Well,
Yeah.
one
It
of the
was
things that you've done
kind of
so
hard work.
one of the things you've done so well here is we've got a light source coming from over here. Okay.
Yes.
You've kept that being, it looks like the light source is not all the way to the top. It looks like it stops about here. So we're coming down on this beam. You're coming down a little bit here, coming kind of straight across here, here. All of this doesn't work if you shoot the items in the same spot. You have to think of where your items, you shot this higher in the set than you shot that. Right?
Yeah. Yes. The
Yeah.
whole shot,
You have to,
the whole precision, how could I say it? It took me about 4 hours.
yeah. So if you've got
And
this,
another 5 hours to build it up.
you've got this shot in your
It was
head, and
hard,
you have
yes.
to ask yourself, what am I going to do
Yes.
with the olives? And if you figure that you're going to move the olives through it, then you need to shoot an olive down here. Look at the highlight here. You need to shoot an olive up here. Look at the highlight there. You need to shoot these olives. And did you use a fishing line or something like that to hang them?
No, just a stick, a stick for
Okay.
a barbecue
Stick,
stick, and
Yep.
placing them in different places. But what I wanted actually, it was, I wanted something real, something three-dimensional that I gave, I think with onions, bringing them a bit front. I could bring them more front, more close to the camera
Yeah.
to give the real 3D sense. And I just make them a little bit out of focus for giving that sense of three-dimensional
Yep.
look.
Yeah. Really very,
Uh,
very nicely done, Giannis. Great
thank,
shot.
thank you, Dan.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Uh-huh.
Yes, this is Judy. Hi.
Hello, Judy.
Yeah, how did you get the bowl tilted like that? Did you glue it?
Yes,
Like,
I explained that on the BDS. Yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
glue it. Yes,
I'll have to
I
go
glue
look at
it.
that.
I took a stick and cut it in pieces. The back two sticks were bigger than the front one because I wanted an inclined bowl,
Right,
giving the sense that is coming down on the table.
right.
And those vegetables are taking that inertia from falling down. That was my first sense of doing this.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, very
Thank you, Judy.
super shot, and a really well detailed how you did it here, setup shot, and I'm sure grateful you did this, and I'm sure everybody in the group here is grateful you did this. This is a lot of work here. I would recommend
Yes.
for anybody, grab his picture, grab his thing and keep it, because it's a great roadmap on how to do something like that, whether it's a burger or a salad or anything. Super job.
Yeah, thank you, Nora. I didn't want a static photo. I want a dynamic photo with a movement, and that was what I was looking for. That's exactly. Okay, by the way, thank you, Don. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
And Jim Hill.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Jim. You got double texture here. Nice.
Yeah,
The old wood. And you've got the
that's an old, that was from a deck.
and then boy, you can't get much more texture than these kale. This is kale, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, these kale leaves are so interesting. You've got the ribs on the back, which look like a map. They've always looked like a map to me. And then on the front, all the bumps, you did really well. And then you added water to it. So texture, 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 and texture. It's a nice little simple shot. Isn't it interesting how we go from a very complex photograph to a very simple photograph, and they both captivate our imagination? Isn't that interesting? I love that about photography. What is your what camera on this one?
That's a Sony. I have a Sony C7, so it's a full frame.
Uh-huh.
7C, I'm sorry.
And your lighting looks like it's just, yeah. Oh, yeah, flagging off. Yeah, good.
I've been using those Amazon special lights there.
These are the fluorescent ones.
Yeah, the ones that you recommended there a while
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I mean, for $100, I mean, come on. They work great.
I get a lot of use out of them.
Yeah, they're a little, I found them to be a little soft in contrast, okay? But it's an easy fix. You just add a little bit more of an S curve in your channels and you pull it back. This doesn't look like it's weak in contrast at all. It looks very nice. And your flag, letting that little bit of light coming through, your flag is really doing a nice job here with it. Yeah, good. How many shots of kale did you do?
Oh, I don't know, like a dozen.
No. Really good. Thank you, Jim.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Arnold.
Hi, Don.
Hi,
Hi,
Arnold.
everyone. So I first did the one in the comment. So that was traditional lit, meaning the source of the light is diffused, so large diffused. And I wasn't happy with it because it doesn't have drama on it, kind of like too boring for me.
Mhm.
So I did the one that I submitted. The most difficult part of it is aligning everything and also aligning the camera because I had to suspend the camera.
Mhm.
So that was the trickiest part because I had to align the axis of the camera to the table. That was probably the most difficult part of it. Even if I have everything locked down, every little motion you do will be out of alignment.
Do you have
And the
a
difference,
trigger?
yes, I do. The difference though,
Uh-oh, Arnold, you just disappeared. You said the difference and then you disappeared. Are you still there? Arnold? Uh-oh. We lost.
which is a flashback. I had a honeycomb on it and a diffuser in the front, but also I put a opening in the middle. So I have basically what we call as directional diffuse in computer graphics and photometry. So that's basically what I wanted. It's in between a specular light and a diffuse light. So, and that's what I got.
Got your bubbles in here, your highlight on top of that coffee. I would actually encourage you to maybe put a little bit of highlight on this one.
Yeah, I should have
Do
done
it,
that.
do it in Photoshop. Grab some of that and bring it down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just
All
a
right.
little bit, because
All right.
this one's got all of it and this one has none of it. So we add a little
Right.
bit down here. All of this looks good. You got that nice shadow here and your dimensions look great, man. Everything looks like it's lined up beautifully. Nicely done. Love these kinds of shots, Arnold. Really nice.
Thanks. Yeah, and if you notice on the red surface, there's a difference in lighting that's coming through.
Yeah.
So most people probably don't get that.
Oh no, we have a tangent. Failure. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think we have to scout it to find that. That's not even a tangent, really. Well,
Oh,
technically it might be, but it works fine.
I had problems with the chopsticks. It was not exactly sitting the same way because they're not identically made. So they have, it won't sit on that sauce container identically. It was crazy.
This is the kind of shot that will make you nuts. And, you know, back in the day, being on a scaffolding, looking through an 8x10 camera at a layout because the jeweler wanted every image to be a double truck across his inside page. And so we were shooting like 24 sets of rings standing up on plexi, and trying to communicate with your assistant, twist it a little bit more to the left, a little bit more, it's too far, come back a little bit. Oh my, lining up things was just incredibly hard. And now it's just in my brain. If it doesn't line up, I see it. This lines up perfectly, really well.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, great lighting shot. Thank you for that. I'm trying to remember if my studio was ever that clean, Arnold. I'm not coming up with anything. So beautiful set. Anna
Thank you.
Marie, look at the bread. Nice.
Well, I make the bread.
Texture.
It's my own
Texture.
bread.
Lots of beautiful texture.
Thank you.
Right in here on the front. You might lighten this a little bit with a dodging, but 6 one, half dozen of the other. I love your cloth, looks really good in here, and your light's great. Looks like we got a big light coming down from the top, basically. Yeah. Lens, let's see, ISO 320, 70 millimeter.
Yeah, it's a zoom lens at 70.
Get this nice highlight up here. We see all the texture through here and here as the light, grazes over it. And we've got texture in the cloths as well. Love this cloth. It looks really, really good.
Thank you.
It looks natural. All right, strobe in a softbox behind a scrim. That's from the side here?
Yeah.
Okay, and there's something from the top as well?
Yeah. It's I think it's mostly, there's on the front, there's a speed light
Okay.
reflecting to a white card. So
White
like
card,
whatever
okay.
is, so that's probably
That's filling in your shadows, I think, very nicely. Yeah. The white card's doing this
yep.
here. And
I mean, otherwise it
yeah.
would be like too much of a Renaissance
Mhm.
because, I kind of want to show the crumb and the texture of the bread
Mhm.
too. I mean, it's a little less dramatic, but I wanted to show the bread. So.
So wouldn't that make a nice cover?
Yeah, I mean,
Square book.
there's room to do anything. So
Yep. Always got to be room. Always has to be room. You're better. The best shots are the ones that work full and can be cropped.
yeah, and
Those-
square too. So
Yep. Very good, Anna Marie. Very, very
Thank you.
good. Rob, you got some nice texture in the blue. Is this blue cheese, right, Rob?
It is, yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
You've set off the cheese. There's no doubt in our mind that the cheese is the hero because we've cropped the knife, we've cropped the bread, we've cropped the olives, and we have different space between here and here. So that makes this the hero shot right here with the crumbles and everything. Are they in focus? They're pretty good in focus there. That technique of burning and dodging.
Yes,
I would just see how flat the cheese is here.
right.
Make it a little bit brighter here. Just kind of blend it down a little bit, just so we've got a little bit of a gradient on that side of the cheese, and it'll just do wonders for the shot.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I like your texture in here as well. Let's go look at the lighting shot. Oh, hard light.
Yes, yeah.
But you've softened the hard light by adding all the cards. So we're not getting the sharp shadows, the dark shadows. I can see we got the sharp shadows, but they're not dark because you're filling it in so tightly from the side. Cool.
I try to I tried it without the white cards, but the shadows were black.
Yeah, immensely dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think a little bit of lightning on this side of the cheese will just give us a little more dimension. We got all the light coming from one side. Everything else is just soft fill. So if we do that, we'll give a feeling of light to it. Do you have Nick?
Yes.
Well, I would use the Vivesa.
Okay.
That's Vivesa is like your magic fill card. It's the best post-production fill card you'll ever have.
Okay.
Very
I've never tried it. I'll give it a try.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Nicely done, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carl, got some texture here. Grapes and are those cherries?
Hey,
Carl?
Don. All right, actually, I wanted more of a critique. I didn't do a good job on the other. I didn't want to post the other two, but I realized I should actually get a critique on the ones with the Waterford crystal.
This one here,
Yeah, so the problem
this
I was
one?
having with that was the
top one or the bottom one?
either one. I mean, I'll show you the problems with like the problem with the one on the top is that you can't really see the sticker. And then the problem I had with the one on the bottom is if I tried to light it to get the sticker to show, you just see like bad reflections like it's shown there basically.
Mm-hmm. This is the best one. For
Yeah, and then
the-
the problem is you can't see the sticker. So I was like, oh, I have to light it from behind, but then I was like, oh, but then I won't see the sticker.
Is this what you're calling the sticker?
Yeah,
What is the sticker?
it's the Waterford sticker.
Okay, so it's metallic.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you
like you
gotta
can
get
see
a
it in the next
direct
shot. You'll
reflection.
see what it looks.
You got to get a direct reflection. You got to have something up front here for that to reflect.
Okay.
Best thing I would have tell you to do is to leave this set just like this. Take a white card, hold it down here until this thing sees the white card. Take a second picture, cut that out of that picture, and drop it on top of this one.
Okay. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
I did this before, like a long time ago, and I kind of forgot like your tips. I was like, I need to get Don's tips for this again.
Yeah.
It's not wonder. But yeah, so I sold a white card. Should it be like really narrow or should it be big?
Well, it could be like I would imagine a file card would work for this.
Okay.
You know, little 4x6 or 5x7 card. Because the only thing you care about in the picture is making that light up. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Nothing else. If your hand's in here, it doesn't matter. You're only going to use that little piece and bring it forward.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. When you're doing cherries, it's
Yeah, so those are
really, really hard to make the stems look like they're random. And we have to, because these stems you know, they're all over the place. Now we don't have any down in here and we got them all up there. Really work with the stems. Try to think of them as a bouquet going out. It'll look more natural, even though you're spend, you know, an hour adjusting stems, right?
Okay.
And then wherever there's stems and grapes, just grab a grape and put it over it. We don't want to see any grape stems. And in this one, we don't really, except maybe right there, maybe right here. Just put a grape over it. We never want to see the interconnecting parts of the grapes. We only want to see the grapes.
Yeah. Oh, actually, another thing I had actually one more question.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to do one where I was throwing the cherries. But the problem is it was kind of blending into the background to the point where it just looked like there were cherries like in the middle of this green background. So I was like, how do I give it more separation, I guess?
You'd have to give it a second light.
Okay.
You got one light in the shadow. The only way to make the cherries pop up from this background is to add a second kicker light that is not affecting this background. Okay. But
Okay.
no matter what you do, if you throw cherries in front of these things and you pop it, they're just going to look like they're floating in air in front of it. You know,
Okay.
that's just what they're going to look like. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you'd need to do a kicker from one side to get that second highlight. That moves them onto a new plane. This back plane is lit from the side. They're lit from both sides, so they're moved forward. Does that make sense?
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Don.
Yeah. Look at the Yeah, you got your light in nice and close. That's good. Maybe a fill card here or there, maybe. As it was, you think you've got nice, sexy shot, deep shadows, works really well for that. So yeah, and that's the same light you use for the drink, the
Yeah.
pitcher.
Yeah, I was liking the one light because it had like on the cherries, it was just giving one spot. That's
Mhm.
kind of what I liked about it, was that it gave one reflection on the cherry, which I thought made the cherries look good.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have to experiment with 2 lights to see how it, maybe I can get like a nice rim light on it or something and then give it separation for
And-
moving, for the
Yeah,
moving
and
one.
remember the power of aluminum foil. So you can take your speed light, wrap it in aluminum foil, and then crush it down so you have a little bitty slit of an opening of aluminum foil in front of your speed light. That's not going to give you a slice of light, but it's going to definitely keep that speed light from hitting your curtain here.
All right. Yeah, I'll try. I haven't tried that yet.
Fold it down, mesh it, put something in it, mesh it around and pull that out, and you've got that little narrow light.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, I'll try that out. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Don.
You bet. And Dan McKinstry, this is not Dan's shot. That's Dan's shot. Okay, Dan.
Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Dan. So you're using this is a gobo, right? This
Yeah. The
nice
idea is trying to look like window light.
window light. Yeah, it does. It does look like window light. Looks like the sun. Got that sharp shadow that the sun would give. See a feeling of warmth in here. And the texture of this is a pie, I would imagine.
Yes.
We can feel the smooth texture of this thing. We got the one of the things that gives us that texture is the highlights. If we're going to have that many highlights on there, we know it's not crumbly, right? It's got a nice smooth texture on it. That's really nice through here. Even texture on the item there. And that one hard light will definitely give you texture. That's the whole point of it. Let's go back and look at your lighting setup. This is the light here.
Yeah, it's just coming above and to one side.
Okay.
I've got a small fill light. Sorry.
Where's the cookie? Or is it not there and not in the picture yet?
I'd say it's an optical snoot.
Oh, okay.
So the cookie's actually
it's in it. Yeah, all right. Very cool. Let's go back here. I think what I'd like to see. This is just me talking out loud. If this was sitting on a ledge and the sun would be coming in here, I would think there would be something else in there that the sun would be striking. And I'm wondering if we wouldn't have like maybe a jar of something over here, not in the picture. Sorry, that was not supposed to be in the picture. And of course we can't erase it. Oh yes, we can. So like over here, in the jar, putting a little bit of like funny reflection light back up on here.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
it would warm up the picture a little bit. Maybe something aluminum or something. So the feeling that we would have would be that there'd be something else on there with the pie. But that's just me talking the shot. As the shot was called, you did a good job with it. Okay.
I tried several things on it, but I find that they distracted. Like I tried a double cream and that type of stuff, and it really detracted rather than added. So I went for the simplistic.
Yeah, really nice. Really good. Thank you, sir. Oh, wait a minute. Most importantly, what kind of pie was it?
It's an apricot. That was something else I've tried to fiddle around with. The usual cut apricot. They just detracted, in my view. So.
Was the pie good?
Oh yeah.
Now, by the way, don't send me hate mail if you gained weight doing this shot. Okay, that's not fair. All right, Jody Ellis. Ooh, look at that old chopping block. Jody. Here. Jody. Okay. Great old chopping block. These are the things you look for in the Goodwill stores. This is what you look for. You know, check out your Goodwill stores and your thrift stores, old chopping blocks. Sometimes they won't take them. If you have a grandmother or an aunt who's got an old chopping block, buy her a new one. Go get the old one. Because this texture takes decades to build this texture up. And the blade is beautifully lit, and so is the handle. And of course, we've got the scallions down here. This is very pretty. Looks like we got one big light coming from back there. The highlight on the scallions here. Forward dropping shadow. Let's see what her. There we go. Yep. It's that little Godox coming right in from the side there. It's big enough that the knife is reflecting up here. Oh, she's got a roof over it. Nice. There we go. Didn't see that. There we go. She's got the soft box with these wings on it. Not the best for product photography, but you make do with what you have. But this is lighting up this roof that she's put on here, and that roof being at an angle to this is not coming out pure white, and that roof is doing the knife. Nicely done. Nicely done. That's what that knife is seeing. Super. Super. Cat.
Hey, Don.
Hi. Is
It's
that
not
cheap?
really food. I have a food shot in the comments, and also actually next after the lighting too, because the boys got after me. But it's soap, which is made of food.
Okay.
And I just made it for everybody for Christmas, so I really kind of wanted to show it off. And I loved the textures and everything from these tools and from the cutting, and I just wanted to make a shot.
So the play between the very shiny, nice wood and the very rough wood is nice. This is, you know, steel and shiny and clean, and we got the rough wood, and then the cheese, adding the ribs to the cheese, or the soap here. We got these beautiful highlights on the soap, so we know that these things are smoother than the wood and are different because the highlights are different. See, they're softer. See how the highlight is softer on the edges than they are down here. That's an absolute highlight, like a sharp edge there and a sharp edge there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got all kinds of stuff working in there.
Yeah, so I used 2 black cards to kind of give to cut down on the highlights actually on the soap.
Uh-huh.
And to control them a little bit and give that a little more depth, so that because they were really blaring through of just like totally bright and flat light with just the window light coming from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked how the black cards really made a difference, and how it really helped with the cutting tool, also having the black card there.
Very much so. Very much so. It gave the little cutter some depth. This is not reflecting anything, but it's so clean, we know what it is.
Yeah, I thought about that a lot, and did a few different thoughts. I did a few different things with that, making it all black, making it totally catch the highlight. And honestly,
if it caught the highlight, just imagine in your head this thing being as bright as the highlight.
yeah, no, it would take up too much attention. That's what I thought.
It's like your eye is not going to look at anything else but that shape, right?
Exactly.
So what I would do with this is take it into Photoshop, right? And isolate this, and then just sort of give it a little bit of a brush highlight, you know, coming from, you know, so it's like a little brighter here and maybe a little brighter over here. So it's not so smooth, because right now it's boring. Do you see how?
Yeah, I agree.
It has texture and it's just flat. So if we took it in and we just gave it like a little bit of, you know, a little bit brighter here, let it go dark, maybe pick up the brightness right in here, let it go dark under there, that type of thing. It's a little bit of unevenness to the evenness.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could do that. Well,
Yeah, that would really work. And while you're doing it,
yeah.
you might just add a little bit to the handle, just a tad,
Okay.
a little bit.
So that's the meat one they made me do.
Well, I think the meat one's nice, but I think your other one's, I like it better.
Yeah, well, I worked on the other one for like 12 hours and I worked on this one for 5 minutes. So there you go.
But but then it's meat, so yeah.
I know, right? I mean, that looks delicious, right?
Yeah.
That's my dinner tonight, actually.
It also looks expensive.
No, I buy my meat in bulk. So I buy a quarter of a cow. It ends up being like $8.99 a pound for 110 pounds of really good meat.
We were looking at steaks at the market yesterday. They had 3 steaks for $69.
No, you can't do it that way and survive.
I'm not doing it that way.
No.
Well, let's go look at chicken. So very nice, Kat. Nicely done. Mark Shaw's got some. Look at these cookies. Wow.
Hi, Don.
Great highlights in here. The texture is really good all through here. And then all of this texture against that super, super smooth plate. Really cool.
Thank you.
And you're using just the Godox with the small 7-inch reflector and the sock on it.
Yep.
That's such
And I
cool.
shot it through a
That's
5-in-1 diffuser.
really nice. And it's going through a 5-in-1?
Yep.
Yeah. That's
I find
cool.
I've got 2 big soft boxes, but more often than not, I use the setup I used here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My soft boxes are getting very little. In fact, I'm really thinking that I may sell them next month, put them up on eBay for Christmas presents. I don't use my boxes anymore. I use scrims all the time, even on people. I'm just kind of over that big, flat, boring light. Well, it's not boring. It's really, really pretty, but I like to nuance the light throughout the scrim. Yeah, really, really cool. Look at, you got that sort of a little bit brighter here, and it kind of falls. It's just really pretty when it comes to a scrim. Sigma 105 Macro, really good. And cookies are great. Did I get you my address? I'll email it. Really, yeah, very nice, man. Very nice.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah. Patricia Keegan's got an 80D 50 millimeter, 1/10 of a second. Okay. There's texture everywhere in this, Patricia, everywhere.
Yes.
All in here and in here and in strawberry and in here and even down in here. Just really nicely done. Really nicely done. Composition. Part of me is like, I'm not sure about the composition. The other part of me is like, I kind of like it. Maybe it's the unsure. Maybe it's the tension that I feel from, this isolated, this little jumble of things in the front.
Would this have been interesting on a black background versus a white background? Just to give it a little more contrast.
I don't know. I don't know if it would be better. It would be different, quite different, because this would all go very dark here. It's kind of a neat composition in a way. What's that?
I see a lot of crops in here that would be really good.
Yeah, I think you could crop this
cropping into
crazy.
The kiwi.
Yeah, you could easily crop a banner ad out of it too.
Yeah, that works.
So yeah, all of that. I think there's a little bit of spatial things that are happening that are very modern. It's not classical composition. It's very modern. I think that's okay. Beautiful strawberries. Look at those strawberry tops. Wow. Nice light coming from the side there. clean. All right, super cool. Oh, Judy. Ooh, I so
Hi,
like this.
John.
I like this.
Thank you. It took a long time. We went through very several transitions, or it morphed several times. Let's put it that way.
Iterations. Iterations, we call them.
Oh, okay.
That is really, that's very cool. Now that's not, that's a house plant. type of-
Yeah, I couldn't get a real apple thing. I
Oh,
mean, apple vine
Apples,
tree.
apples don't grow on vines.
Right, they go on trees, but I mean a branch. I found something similar in a neighbor's yard, and like by the time I got home, the leaves had wilted. So
Yeah. No, this is pretty. This is just purely a composition. Okay. I
Yeah.
really wish you showed me that one and you showed me that one, but you didn't show me that one. And I really wish I could see it.
Oh, okay.
The color of the red against the
Uh-huh.
gray, and then the green coming through. You got red here. You got yellows and greens up in there, and reds and yellows here. Your color goes from very saturated color to less colorful up here. And I think that all
Right.
helps to bring the weight down. I think this is cool. I would play with this concept quite a
Yeah.
bit, maybe with, thinking of maybe just a twig of a tree coming in, and some different apples or different types of.
Yeah, kind of hooked on apples. I was talking to someone, and I said I think it would be a great project, just apples alone.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you remember, I don't know how old any of you guys are, but I'm old enough to remember when you went to the store that you had red apples. Occasionally
Right.
you would have green apples, and you would only have them for about 4 months a year. That was it. Right?
The wine sap apples.
Store,
And
they
now
have
these
things set up, and
are
they got
honey
Gator
crisp,
and
and they're
Fuji and this kind and
Right.
honey drip and blah blah blah, and all these
Right.
different kinds of apples. That'd be a fun thing to shoot all the different kinds of apples.
yeah, I think so too.
It'll also be good for you.
Good fiber.
Good fiber, absolutely. I like it. Oh, okay. You've brought your box to the side.
Yeah, that's actually a composite of 3 shots. I probably didn't need to do 3 shots. I did use a black card in each shot for each
Mhm.
apple, a little
Mhm.
one. But I probably could have done it in one shot with just 3 different cards sitting there
Probably.
on the side.
Well, I would say
Yeah.
you could easily do this in one shot. I like what you did with your sideways box. I was going to ask you how you got the shape of that. So that's how you got that shape. It's
Right.
unique, coming
Right.
from the side. The apples reflecting it.
Well, I tried it vertical, and it was bringing too much light down to the bottom,
Mhm.
and I needed it to be spread out a little bit more.
Yeah,
So I
and
just
this gives
did
you,
sideways.
putting it so low, you get this nice sweep of shadow. to the side.
Yeah. And there is a white card that softens that too. It could have been harder.
Yeah, nicely done.
Thank you.
That card's, and then you got something right here for that card, for that shadow
Right.
right there. Nice set. Super.
Thank you.
Yeah. Craig, are these hanging, Craig, or are they on a surface? No, they're on a surface.
They're on a tabletop surface.
Yeah, I didn't see the reflection at first. Now I see the very slight reflection. Nice. Beets are fun to photograph too. These are all farmers market kinds of things because got the distress here. And am I right? It's kind of farmers market finds, or
No, they're from a cheap grocery store. 'Cause I spent too much money.
yeah. The beets look great. Using this high contrast thing here really pulled out the contrast of the texture of the beets and how they contrast the smoothness of, look at the highlight down the beets, the smooth part of the beets. Then you get into this really rough texture area. Cool. I don't know that you needed the carrots.
Mhm.
Did you
I just wanted to throw different color in it, but I think you're maybe the distracting.
Yeah.
I think I don't have a strong hero in the shot, and maybe the
Yeah.
carrots are too distracting.
Yeah, I think I would like to see this be more like a vertical shot, them coming down, and maybe all the beats coming down into some sort of design at the bottom, and then all those things. Look how pretty they all flare back, you know, and you're getting some nice light on these leaves. That's, yeah, really nice. Good. 60 millimeter f32. Oh, isn't it nice to have f32? By the way, folks, that we all know that's the Nikon 60 millimeter, correct?
Yep.
That's the only 60 I know that has a 32 f32 on it. Very nice. That's the food shooter's lens, by the way. So you flagging it off to keep it muting down here?
I don't think the flag is really working there. I think I just left it there and forgot about it. I moved the light upward because it was too stark of a contrast on that black table.
Okay. Well, if it's here, it's doing something. We may not be seeing it. It may be black on black, right? You know, but it's not just going to go so black and we're not going to see it. It's definitely going to do something because it's in front of the light, but it may not be affecting this part of your picture. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, good job. Hey, that's what I'm having for Thanksgiving dinner right there. David, are you there? No, David? Yeah, he's here. Dave Phelan. You're muted, sir. Dave. Dave. He may have stepped away. There he is. Are you there? Oh, God.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can. Right now I can.
Yeah, it's a Verizon commercial.
Yeah, really.
But I've lost where this.
What's that?
I've lost the screen.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my name.
Well, while you look
Okay.
for it, I'm going to talk about your hot dog shot.
Okay.
There's texture in the bun, and then of course all the different textures of the ketchups and the relish. Everything's got a nice sheen to it. Looks really, really good in here. Like your composition. I like how the bun and the lettuce break out of the white container, and the white container down at the bottom very gently jumps out of the plastic dish that it's in. So all that gives it a feeling of dimension. Like that very much. The bun is giving us the fill. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's our very first hot dog bun fill light. Available soon. Cool. Cool, David. Yeah, the hot dog bun breaks through the back of that. So all these nice little compositional elements all adding up to a very pleasing shot. And it looks.
And in the, you can see the light. This was actually done in a restaurant. I had 4 feet. The hot dog was sitting on one of the stools.
Uh-huh.
And the light is the windows in the restaurant. In the shot with the chicken wings, you can actually see how much light there was there in the reflection in the bowl.
Yeah. Cool. Over here, you can see in the chicken thing there. Yeah, I think you did it in a restaurant. It looks pretty good, man.
Yeah, it was, and I had about 10 minutes to work with.
Yeah. Now, Mark Lund knows all about having no time to shoot a lot of pictures in a restaurant.
Now crop that hot dog as a square and make it look good.
Mark's client insists on squares. It's driving him crazy. He's ready to like commit carry. Yeah,
I've
good.
got a square crop on it too.
Nicely done, David. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Norm, this is got some good stuff here, my friend.
Hi, Don. Hi, everyone.
I love
hear me?
this. Yes, highlighting the different meats, the edge light here, coming back, all the texture through here. What is this? Is this cheese here?
Yeah, it's I think it's a Asiago cheese or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, and we've got it up here. We've got the cuts here. You know, the texture is showing really, really nice. Is this one of those little like party pack type of things?
Yeah, I picked up a couple of little single or double serving trays at the local market and tried shooting those. At first I was trying to shoot the whole thing and I didn't really like it. So then I started zooming in on just parts of it and filling the frame up with, kind of a wall of food here. And I like that. I like that look better. So.
And how did you light this?
It's just it's a bowl reflector with a grid off to the left and a little high.
Yeah,
it's pretty close. It's closer than it looks there.
Mm-hmm.
And the white card on the side, I don't know that did a lot in this case, but I started shooting these from all over the place because once I started zooming in, there was lots of like different scenes I could get. But this one I kind of liked. I kind of had a question though here with something like this. When I look at this, I see like lots of colors and shapes and details and all, but there's no real place, at least for me, where my eye really kind of comes to rest and says, oh, there's the hero or there's the main subject. It's just kind of a wall of texture and detail. I don't know if that's okay or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's part of the whole surprise thing in photography. One of the things that close-up photography does is it surprises the viewer, because a lot of us know what all this stuff is, but very few of us bring it up and look at it like this. That's the purview of the lens. So it does surprise us. We'd end up looking at things that were very common with pepperoni slices, but now they're more like, icons, So yeah, very good. Very cool. Well done.
Yeah.
It looks like ruins if you transpose it. You go to a Greek ruin or Roman ruins.
All right, boulders
like
and slate and stuff piled up and
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's nice, very nice.
Yeah, you're
a lot of great stuff this week.
Yeah, really, this is a great class. Your use of the smaller light, you've got a diffuser or a grid?
It's like the honeycomb grid. It's not too fine, but
yeah, and your use of that hard light in close, everything is becoming its own, fill light. Like the Asiago cheeses fill in the front of the meat here, that type of thing. It has a real interesting look to it. I was just flipping through a magazine yesterday, lifestyle magazine, and it had food, and I swear it was like the same type of lighting. It was really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Food things for bed and breakfast was what the story was. It had that stuff. It's kind of like if you set it in the sun, right? Really kind of like if it was sitting over there on a table, coming through a window. Very cool.
Hey, Don, a couple people said in the chat, and I agree, that is it a fig that's sticking up in the middle there? That seems to be the part that catches our eye, because you've got the dark part going down the middle with that really bright poppy highlight next to it, and our eyes are going to be drawn towards the dark and the bright right next to each other. Plus, because everything else seems to be more laying down, and that's sticking up.
They're vertical. Yeah, everything horizontal, they're vertical. Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think those are stuffed figs. There was lots of little garnishes in there. That's like marinated cranberries and I don't know, pickled almonds or whatever, but lots of textures in this little package. So
Yeah, very nice. Good job, Norm.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep. Oh, Joe, look at that. Man,
Done.
it looks like the world's largest nut.
Yep. Last week you were talking about focus. Someone was asking about focus stacking. So I thought I'd try Helicon focus on this because it's small. It's only about
Yes.
maybe 3/4 of an inch deep. And the auto took 15 shots at f8 from the front of those couple of bumps on the nut there to the back.
Yeah, I really like it.
That's how many shots it took.
I really like it. One of the reasons that when we look at it, it looks massive is because you focus stacked it.
Mhm.
So when we look at it, our brain goes, well, it's all in focus. Therefore, it has to be big because that's how it would look. Because if it was really a little nut sitting on a little tiny thing, there would be depth of focus issues. That's how our eyes see, and that's how photography has been for the last 160 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And focus stacking surprises us because it does something that we can't see. And that's why I like it so much. And I think I really, really like it for this. That's super cool.
I got curious when I was looking at it. I found myself wondering what it was sitting on just as much as the nut because there's so much texture in that.
Yes.
And it didn't know if it was like a sponge. It would with that blue will pull your eye because that's the most colorful thing. So I found myself going down to that a lot.
Right. It's the block. I bought some blocks off of Alibaba. We were in our other group that we were talking about where to buy these blocks from.
Yeah.
And originally they kind of advertised them as being wood blocks, but when they showed up, they were foam. So I mean, you can smooth that texture out too pretty easily. And I've got some white ones, orange ones, and blue ones. I was just curious, but they were like anywhere from 50 cents to like $1 a block. So I bought a couple dozen of them just to see what they were like, different shapes and sizes.
Yep. Yeah, it's really, really fun. Did you do a different, did you do different nuts?
Yeah, I'm sort of working, it's a project I'm doing for a book now.
Yeah, this would be a great project.
I've been working on it for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, be a great project. I love this little blue guy. That's really cool.
Just, there's a strobe on the right with a 20-degree grid through the scrim. And then that black blocker right there because the side of that cube was lighting up white like the top did from the reflection in the back.
Okay.
So I just wanted to knock that down.
Not yet. Well, it gave you some gradient across the front of this, which is important to the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Very clean. Very exciting. Thank you. Mark, a square shot of nachos.
Actually, since this one wasn't for the client, I did not. This is 4.5, not square. The one that I turn in will be square, but you see what I mean? You just lose the rest of the frame.
Yeah, yeah. Square works better, works fine for lay flats. And when you're, 50-degree, totally obtuse to something. When you start tilting away with square and food, becomes more challenging because you open up your corners to some crazy stuff. This is really nice, Mark, because this is your light to the back.
Yep. Yeah, and the beer had died, so I used the salt in the beer and stirred it and wait for it to settle down, so I'd have a head on that too.
Yep. And you kept the texture of the sour cream, which is hard to do. And all through here, all the cheese and everything. Chips, yeah, good, man. 50 millimeter. Has anybody asked you yet where they can get a Nickno?
Oh, nope, not yet. I'm gonna put it on eBay. It's
hard to find. Nicknos are.
It was late when I put that in.
Then nobody had them on. They're hard to find. But if you find one, Mark would appreciate it. So
Make a notch set.
Yeah, and this is pretty much what you're using on the gig, right? The 33 octobox.
Yep. Yeah, because with that, I have the holder where I can either use the speed light because it's got the Bowens mount.
Right.
So I can use the speed light or my studio flash. And then depending on the situation, there was enough ambient light so it wasn't super dark. So I was able to use a foam core white card on the camera right there. And then if it's a really dark place, the one I did in Indianapolis was black. Everything was black. So I had used a soft box in that situation, but same position.
Yeah, that works. That works really well. Oh, Michelle's channeling a little bit of Joe Cosentino kind of thing, or Cosentino was channeling Michelle. We'll never know. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
This is so pretty. So pretty, so much texture. This is what I call patina. This is patina, but this is texture. Look at that inside of that cauliflower. What a great idea.
Yes.
I love this. When the light catches the tips there, isn't that great? Just little things like that. Just really, really, I love the inside of this thing being lit up. That's so cool. I love this little highlight that comes right down the side of that. Oh, it's just so cool. So well done.
Thank you.
And what is your light source?
Softbox behind a scrim to the left. And then I've got a white card to the right.
Okay.
But I pulled the white card forward. So it was only sort of halfway. So it was very black at the back.
Okay, so you pulled it forward and you let this go a little bit darker back there, but keeping the fill right on this. Yeah. Wow. Really pretty, Michelle.
Thank you.
ISO 100 Tokina 100 millimeter macro. Is that the Nikon D780? Is that a crop lens?
No, it's full frame.
Okay, so it's a true 100 millimeter macro.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Thank you.
Super cool. Now, did you pull the drapes, or did it just really not matter with your strobe going?
It didn't matter with the strobe on. When I shot without the strobes on, it was pure black.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, really cool. Christina this is her setup shot. Oh, wow. Is Christina here? Well, obviously, as we saw, she shot a speed light up into probably a white card, black card in back, soft box in front covered with cotton. And that I don't know what the speed light's doing. Probably doing this.
Maybe.
Here.
3.
What's that? This is really, really pretty, Christina. Lovely. I love the color. All this. This is so nice with that light coming down and giving us that texture in this guy right here. All the texture in here. Look at that right there and right there. That's so cool. Beautiful shot. Well composed. I'm not sure about the base down here. A lot going on down there that I don't think we need. Really don't. I think just this plate maybe all you need for it, but that doesn't bother me either that much. Yeah, very nice, Christina. 5D2 for what we don't know what lens she used.
John, do you know what that is? It's a dragon fruit.
Yeah, dragon fruit.
Yeah. Sometimes they have a hot pink center and sometimes they have a white center with little black seeds. It's very, very pretty fruit.
Yeah, they're so interesting. They only have them here in my stores here. They only have them for like about a month. So they obviously some sort of season to them because I don't see them during the summer at all. We'll probably
Yeah.
get some in.
One is here at Safeway. One is $5.99 right now.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
Next week they'll be $6.99. Week after $7.99.
Yep.
Yeah, really, really, really pretty. I've never had one. I've never eaten one.
Me neither. Me neither. I was thinking about shooting it, and the ones they have in the supermarket here have the white in the inside, and I was really hoping to get one with a hot pink in the inside, but they didn't.
Well, Christina put in 2. I'm not really sure which I like better, Christina. I think this is a crop of this one. Crop and a rework of this one. So it's a crop made. I like the really pretty, sexy lighting on this one here more than this one. This one doesn't show me nearly as much texture as the other one. So all right, we're good with that. Yeah, good with the first one there, Christina. Jay, wow, Jay.
Hi, Don.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Lots of texture there. You're going to have to excuse me for 1 minute, folks. I'm all alone here. I got to check something. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Jay, what's the little orange thing down in the bottom, the lower left?
It's a red pepper.
Ah, okay. Just curious.
I
couldn't really tell.
put it mainly without it. It just it doesn't quite. It's like a little kicker at the bottom.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, it's cool. I recognized everything else, and the little red thing, I just couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah, you can't really see the shape. Yeah. Now this is just a section of the whole thing.
That's amazing. You have a lot of vegetables to eat this week.
You got it. Well, they make leek pie, and the beets should be delicious.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And they just have such wonderful color in the stems coming up that had that that pinkish color is just really stunning.
It's really pretty.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Since I did beets too, how did you get them to stay sort of purpley? Like if you look at my image, it's dried out and it lost all the color like really quickly.
Well, 2 things. One, I sprayed everything with water, which may have some positive effect. And the other thing is it was the lighting that was coming in and just adjusting the lighting in post. And then what I did was array them when I set up the photograph so that they would be able to just the layout would give them all different angle, and I think that affects things too. Because if we look at that's just different stuff. Because I forgot to do the behind the scenes, so that's a catch up behind the scenes. I do recommend the leek pie to everyone. It's very good.
Well, there's so much texture, and you're in so close to the food. Got a little bit of that surprise factor being in really, really close. That's really nice, and this is how you did it, right? This is
Yeah. So there's a
Einstein, a softbox, chipbox, speedlight scrim. Okay. Yeah. You
I
know,
put the black card in just to see if what it would do. Did do a lot. but-
I think I would tell you to focus stack it, see what it would look like, focus stack. Something like this, all that texture and getting all everything.
Uh-huh. Another trip to the grocery store.
Yeah, well, do it next time. Nice, really interesting. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Terry.
Yes, hi.
Hi, Terry.
I made it.
Yes.
I'm at Cars and Coffee, and we have all kinds of cool cars.
And this we were talking earlier. We looked at right at the beginning. We did Giannis's very complex shot, and then we saw a shot just of leaves. That was really, really cool. Both these, and we've got we go from something very busy to something minimal, and they're both interesting. That's what I love about photography. There's no one thing. This is very minimalistic, and I like it.
Well, thank you.
You've got light coming from back here, giving us these backlit stuff, but this stuff is lit up as well. Is that a strip box up front?
It's more a strip in the top. The light was reflecting off the ceiling and coming in through the top, and I was trying to aim it down across the front and the top.
Oh, okay. So this is all top lighting. Okay.
Actually, the behind the scenes, it looks really bright in the behind the scenes, but behind me where I took the picture, there's no light behind me. So,
but what's giving us that highlight?
Just reflecting down from above onto the mat. Oh, right there in the front of the jar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went and moved around and I covered up the TV and I couldn't. No, maybe it's reflecting. Like it might be from my computer. My computer was right behind me on the right there.
Okay.
It's probably my monitor.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I went around and looked.
It's not really lighting anything, but it is reflecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, I went around and looked to see what was reflecting. I didn't even think of the monitor was on.
Yep. I like
So
it.
what is the light that's coming from the top? It's
an LED floodlight that's bouncing off the ceiling and coming in through that little slit in the top of the box. I moved that little slit around until I got the light where I wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful light.
Yeah,
Thank
it really
you.
is.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice light.
And I was trying to be tricky and have shadows on the bottom and on the side, the right side.
Now, how are you getting, or is this just the angle that you're moving the little slit on, right? And a shadow, we're getting a hard shadow here, and a soft shadow there, and it seems like the light's moving that way.
Yes, because the light, I was trying to get the light to come from the upper left across the front.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got it. So your hot spot of your bulb is up here. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Nicely done, Terry. What an interesting approach to light. Good job.
Oh,
thank you.
Question for Terry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is your room white room?
Is the room white? The room is kind of an off-white.
Because what we were looking at because it's reflected on your behind the scenes. So it must be very bright. And I'm thinking could be the room, because if it's not in your behind the scene, then it's just your
it's
light
a computer. It's a computer monitor. You can even see the blue in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only light on in the room is that light that's above it, bouncing off the ceiling. That's my main light in the living room.
Yeah,
it makes a great light. It's very daylight looking.
That light, that room would not be bright enough to leave that. She's got her laptop sitting here facing you, kind of.
Facing the monitors, facing towards the asparagus.
Oh, it is. Wow, then that's definitely it. That's definitely it. All right.
Yeah. And it was funny because I walked around, where's that light coming from? And I didn't even think that. Hey, thanks. I'm going to go back and look at the pole stars.
Well, when you're think of that, excuse me, angle of incident, angle of reflection. If you're looking at your camera and you're behind the scenes and you're making a line from your camera to
Right
where
here.
that reflection is, then what's that bounce angle going to be?
Yep.
So
Yeah, it
that'll,
was the,
yeah.
yeah, it's the monitor. If I go look at it tonight when I get home, I'll see it's the monitor. Hey, thank you.
Uh-huh. Lawrence Kelly.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Lawrence. How are you?
I'm all right. And yourself?
Good. So what is this? Cream cheese and jelly bagel or muffin?
No, that's a scone, a fruit scone with crème fraîche and strawberry jam.
Okay.
I put a picture in a comment which I like better because I don't know, the color look a bit bizarre on Facebook. Yeah, I prefer that one actually.
Okay, I don't know which one I like better.
Right.
All right, you cleaned up your whites here just a little bit better.
Yeah, and there is a bit less light on the side as well. Yeah.
The question is this in focus here? The jelly? It's so hard when there's not a high. See, this jelly has got that highlight on it. When there's not a highlight on it, it's hard to tell if it's in focus, and I can't see. My mind can't decide if that's in focus or not. Well, it's got to be in focus because that's in focus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so it's got to be in focus. It's just food. That's what it does sometimes. Okay, so we're getting the padding now. You're using backlight. You got nice patina on the spoon, nice texture there. Using backlight on it. I'll put that one away and go with the. I don't know. Wait a minute. No, I think I like this one better. I like this fill. I think it makes it warmer and more friendly, so to speak. So you're shooting from an angle to the window, right?
Yeah, the camera is on the left of the picture. Yeah, so the light is coming from the left.
Yep.
And I do have a silver card on the side, silver card on the top, and yeah, a white card and a black card on the side. Yeah.
And your spoon is reflecting up outside. Very nice.
Yeah.
You know, you can put translum on this window. Get a more even light presentation if you wanted to. A lot of photographers, like I said, a lot of photographers in New York, that's all they use is window light, and they'll put translum on it. If you're going to put translum on this, Lawrence, you get the thinnest translum, not the medium. Get the light, because all you're trying to do is to even it out, and the thick the medium will be too much of a light killer, and then the thick is way too much of a light killer. All you need is the real thin translum. Be really pretty on
Yeah, I was going to use a diffuser, but it wasn't much light coming from the window at all this morning. It's a lot of clouds, so I didn't want to cut the light completely. So that's why I didn't put anything.
Sure. All right, very good. Very good. Andrea. Wow.
Yes, hi Don.
Hi. This is
I
pretty.
made different tries this week. They are very different from each other, and so I put all three in because I couldn't decide.
That right there might be, and right there might be really pushing the edge of brightness. We might put it in Lightroom. You use Lightroom or Capture One?
Lightroom.
Yeah.
In Photoshop.
Use your brush, do it, and just take it down just ever so slightly. We're actually losing texture there. Everything else is just great. It's just great. So this is a little tiny light source that you've got coming in here, but you've got ambient as well.
It's only ambient, in fact. It's the sunlight through the window.
Okay. Okay. In film photography, I'm sorry, in film, making movies, all light that is not man-made is ambient. In still photography, direct sun is called direct sun and everything else is ambient. So you've got direct sun and ambient in here. Yeah, that's really nice. I really like this hotter peanut look, because had you shut this down another stop for that peanut, we'd lose a lot of the stuff down in here.
Yes. As I made several tries, and this was the best one to me.
Yeah, I think if you burn those down just a little bit, took them down a little bit, would reveal the texture on them, then it'd be perfect. Perfect. Very cool shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, that sort of surprise thing, you know. Not only are we not expecting peanuts, but we're not expecting peanuts with this cool little tiny shaft of light.
Yeah, with texture, I was just thinking of these peanuts because they have a real texture on them. And then I saw the light, and that simply gave me the idea to put them at a very special place, not a real studio table. A little surprising.
They're in a pan.
Yes, they are in a pan. It was not really planned like that, but I just liked the light in there. So
what is this? Is this a kitchen?
no, it's a fireplace.
Oh, fireplace. Okay. Well,
it's not really typical studio photography.
It's just fun. You know, you saw some light happening and you moved the product into it and shot it.
Yes, it's exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, really fun. 100 millimeter macro on a 70D. Yeah. Beautiful. Really nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jan.
Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Good. You got texture on a whole. You got the texture of the marble. It's the texture of the cookie. You got the texture of the rope, and you got the texture of the grid holding the other cookies. There's a lot of stuff being revealed here. It's very nicely done, very nicely presented as well. When you're I like this, by the way. When you're shooting cookies and stuff, showing the texture of the cookie is really, really important. One continuous light in a softbox behind a diffuser. Foil card front left of subject. Okay. So your main light is to the right.
It's on the right-hand side.
Right-hand side. And then you've got a silver card over here, right there.
Yes. Yeah, just suspended there.
Really giving us poppy highlights in here.
Mm-hmm. And I focus stacked it.
Very good. Again, it just adds that little bit of interest to the shot. Really cool. When you're working on something like this, you've got your subject set up here. So we know that's the subject. One of the things that you do to accentuate the subject is to let this cookie overlap that cookie a little bit, and let this cookie overlap that cookie a little bit. So the rest become more like a trio, a one unit, rather than three separate items back there. That little space in the middle, close that up, and it's going to change the look of the photograph. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I moved those several times because I thought I don't want them together. I thought I'd move them apart.
No, I think,
and then I was unsure at the end what to do.
Yeah, I think, and because you've definitely nested this one, it's sitting on top of that one. So you've already set the precedent for it. That's what I do. I move this one over behind this one just a little tiny bit, and this one just in front of that corner a little bit. And that makes a cohesive background for these two guys to look good. All right. Or are these peanut butter cookies, or what are they?
No, they're fudge cookies.
They're what?
fudge cookies.
Fudge?
Fudge, yeah.
Oh, those sound decadent. Very nice. Very nice, Jan. And what lens?
Thank you.
What lens did you use?
A
90.
90 mil.
And how many shots for your focus stack?
Well, actually, I focus stack 75, but I think that was too many. I think I could have got away with less.
Yes. I think probably I would have done 10 here. I wouldn't, and you didn't, by the way, which is nice. You didn't focus stack in the back. There's no point to focus stacking in the back. As long as you got the cookies in focus all the way through, I think I probably would have done 10 from here to there and let the background.
Yeah, it's always difficult to know when it says so many slices. It's always difficult to know how big the slices are.
Yeah, 75 is overkill. Yep.
The other thing was I wasn't sure whether to let more of it go out of focus towards the back.
Of this back here? I think you're good. I think you're good. Right where you stopped it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Jan. Nicely done.
Thanks.
And Natalia took a what is this, Natalia? Is this green?
It's a cabbage.
Oh,
Hello?
it's a cabbage.
It's a cabbage, yeah.
Wow. So pretty.
Yeah. I made it last minute. I was afraid I was late already when I submitted it. So I'm happy to be here.
It's
Sorry, I did not have the second photo as of a backstage photo, but I used one soft light right on my right, a little bit, on top. I had the black cardboard on the left and a reflector on top. So I had the edge on the left side.
So this you're letting go black. You're letting this go dark.
Yes, and then I had a reflector.
This, we've got some light on those edges. And of course, our main light is giving us these main lights in that part of the cabbage there. Yeah. Such a pretty photograph. It's like when
I was not sure about the background because I can see that light. At the beginning, I turned black, but I didn't like it. It was like floating cabbage. So I brought the light back.
I don't, I would just simply, this part, I don't care if this goes black. I like this though. You know what I'm saying? Right up here. This black back here, I'd match it on this side. I really would. You just let it trickle out in the front like this. Yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Asha.
Hi.
Hi, is that a real fish?
Yes, it is. It's a barracuda.
That looks like the fish that inhabits my nightmares. A scary looking fish. Really, I like what you did with your bowls here. Bowls. The thing about surrounding, the thing about everything in its place, which I think is what you're going for here, is everything in its place. Yeah. Is that when you do that, you have to make sure everything is in its place. You got that little space there, and you got a matching space here, right? You see that? But then this one overlaps. So that puts those two together, and they shouldn't be. What you need to do is to go when you're setting them and make sure that if you're going to put everything in its place, then those gaps are the same. So this one's wider here, that one's overlapping, and that overlaps. Hello, come on, mouse. That one overlaps everything.
Yeah.
So you got to even those out. My gut tells me that I would probably let things overlap a little bit. In other words, Asha, like you've got this one in here, bring this in close so it touches. That's a tangent. We don't want to see that, right? But bring the leaf over it like that, and then we don't see it. Pull this up in here and have one of these little red guys, tumbling out over into this. You see what I'm saying? And then all of those things tie together, and then the fish up front here just stands out. Now you can put the fish in a bowl that's the same color. That's going to take some Photoshop work. I want you to go in and I want you to lighten the fish a little bit so it pops off that background. And we can do that in post fairly well. And when you shoot it next time, I honestly would focus stack it, because having that part of the fish be out of focus is, I think, jarring a little. I think five or six would get you through the fish here. What are you at, 50? Yeah, 5 or 6 would get you through the fish there. But that's really, really pretty.
Thank you.
What did you do in post? Did you do anything in post?
Yeah, I just brightened it up. That's about it.
Okay. Okay. A little bit of vignette would help, we don't need that. We can darken that up there. This is okay. Darken that even more up here. Would allow this coconut to really jump off the background. So cool. And then some highlight painting on your fish here would be great. Would be great. Cool. Thank you, Asha.
Thank you.
The light, tight, nice and tight. Super. Jerry.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Jerry. Boy, cabbage is really popular. So, very cool. I'm taking a wild guess that your light from here is actually backlighting that little curl there.
Yes.
That's so cool. I love that. Love that. The colors look good. Nice clean shot, Jerry. You got a white card over here for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a light on the background as well, and then I just put in a texture afterwards.
Yeah, the light on the background. Yeah. The light on the background against the shadow side of everything, and the dark background against the lit side of everything. That's part of Rembrandt lighting. And it gives it real qualities of dimension all the way through here, here, and here. Looks good. Well done, sir. What lens?
It's 80 millimeter. It's a 1.5 crop.
This is on the like CBOS size or what? Is that full frame XT2?
No, it's 80 millimeter 1.5 crop.
Oh, okay. Micro what's that?
So
Micro,
120 equivalent.
Micro 4/3, is that what it is?
No, it's a APS.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. Yeah, very cool. You might think about doing a little highlight painting, just a little bit on that rib there. Pull those ribs out just a little bit, maybe. But I'd also be prepared to throw that layer away if it's too much.
Okay.
Cool.
Just one question, Don, in relation to focus stacking. So I decided not to, focus stack that because I was really focused on the cabbage. So some of the bowl on the bottom is not in focus. So I was just wondering, as I was listening to everyone else there, whether it would have worked better if I had everything in focus.
What is not in focus?
The front of the bowl, I focused in on the cabbage itself. So some of the front is not quite, like the base is not quite in focus. It's a little bit soft.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see because this wood, this wood looks pretty in focus in here.
Okay.
I figure if this wood looks that sharp, then that's gotta be sharp
Yeah, yeah.
behind it. I don't know that focus stacking would have done this. I think you've done it pretty much with your F8 here.
Yeah.
You could always go to 11 and 16 to see if you get a little bit more. But I don't think, when it's just vertical like that, I don't think it would help.
Okay.
You're not far enough out of focus for it to be a value. And that's your shot.
Yeah.
This is,
So
this is your background.
Can't see the camera there. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the backlight. Yeah.
Got it. Like this. Just keeping the light off this. Was it just too much there on the
Yeah.
bulb?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, yeah. Like that. Is this upside down or is that the way it goes?
It's upside down. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of cool. Look at this line. First thing I saw when I look at this line, comes down. It comes right back out like this. It's almost like a mirror of itself, you know? Squeezes down and becomes the same like the cabbage at the bottom. That's very cool. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's it for today. Any questions from anybody? Anything?
Well, I have a question about next week's assignment. I wasn't there in the beginning, so perhaps you explained already, but I've gone through the description and I don't really understand.
Are we meeting next Saturday, Dawn, with the holiday?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I figure by Saturday we're all bored anyway. Let's see here. Where am I? I am. Okay. What about it? Do you not understand?
So there are several things in there. Okay, I must say that English is not my native language, so perhaps it's a language problem. But you had things like, what was it? Let me go back to it. So, for example, it said the images will not be using talent. What does that mean?
The image, say it again. Where is it on here?
The images will not be using talent. What does that mean?
People.
Talent.
Talent means people, models.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no talent. You don't
No
need
people.
you don't need a person in it. The way you get these little splashes, some people use like a turkey baster, you know, just spray it right
What's that?
of it. Some people use a little amount of water in like a baking tray and then drop it gently and to get the splash. I will almost guarantee you're going to have to do 2 shots, one of the splash, one of the bottle, and then replace the bottle in the splash with the good one. You want to be real cognizant of your labels on it and just have fun with it. There's a bunch of stuff that people have done here. This Nivea is pretty well done. And
what does it mean that it will be in heavy rotation? It's in the description. The product will be heavy testing. It will also be in heavy rotation.
This is a client brief. This is what you would get.
Yes.
Shoot it. Heavy rotation is going to be in a lot of magazines.
Ah, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I have some language problems
No,
visibly.
nothing to do with the image itself. Just giving you an idea of what a proposal looks like when you get it from a client. So,
Yes, so I should better understand it.
Heavy rotation means in both Facebook and specific websites, which means it's just going to be out there all the time. Kind of like the guy who's conquered the, what has he done, Jay? He's broke the secret, cracked the code, whatever. You know, I get like 50 emails.
Crack the code to lighting.
Crack the code. I get like 50 emails a week from the guy who's cracked the code.
Yeah.
Something like this, for instance, you might have a little thin water and you might take the bottle and just bump it into the water to get the splash. Or in this particular case, I believe, whose is this? Oh, come on. This is, oh, don't know who this is. I believe they used a tennis ball. They got the splash with a tennis ball. Shot the bottle, put the bottle down into the thing. Because as you can see, the splash is a little bit bigger than the bottle itself. So take some working out here to do. But I think you can get this. There's some great video here, a review of the class that was right there, that class. And yeah, have fun with it. Have fun with it. A little bit.
On.
Yes.
So we do need space for copy, don't we?
I'm not worried about that. That's
Okay.
I don't want to go there. I know a lot of people just want to make photographs. I start throwing too much stuff like that at them, it gets too confusing. So
If I understand well, we have to have 2 products in the photo.
no, just
No.
one.
So
Just
I didn't understand.
Yeah, just one.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. And I was going to.
Thanksgiving, Don.
I was going to remind you.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks,
everybody.
Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving for those who celebrate
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.